go. You're good.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
We're good.
Let's go.
We're good. We got Envy versus TSM going down on your screens. And it's going to be Envy off to an early lead. We can't tell you what happened in the first two
I know
hills,
Slasher was on a 4 streak.
but Slasher was on a 4 streak. Now Havoc on a 4 streak. And Envy, the lead is mounting.
All right, now able to get into the action. Now that went a lot smoother than I thought it could have. We got back in here, baby. You know, I controlled it. You gave me direction. That's why we're one of the better casting duos of all time. We worked together like peaches and cream. Now here we go, watching TV and Tom.
It's a phenomenal song, by
Tom
the way.
Grandma is a great song. Great
What is that,
song.
by 112? How many songs did they make? One?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially, yes. Watching the front window right now is going to be Pac-Man putting a couple shots into a player, not able to clean him up. Now, I do want to go watch Havoc for a little bit. We'll watch him through the respawn, actually. He was on a 3 streak, I believe, before dropping, but seeing him be one of the lead slayers in a respawn would be a very good feeling because, you know, I said it'd be tough for him to fill the Aches role because Aches is your guy that a lot of times puts up big numbers in respawns. I don't question his ability in S&D whatsoever.
I don't question him in respawn either, to be quite honest with you.
watched him play a lot
I
of
think
respawn.
he's a very talented player. He's going to be an aggressive SMG all in your face, and I think that's could potentially be what this Envy team needs. It opens up Slasher to kind of go back more to his normal AR role.
And this is, I feel bad because this is kind of a position I feel like Aches kind of found himself in Advanced Warfare a little bit. Like, he wanted to be a bow player, but he was on a roster that didn't need a bow player. Remember FaZe Red, like, going into champs? And he wanted to run a bow, but you had a team that was, like, basically all bows. They just didn't need that. And right now, do I think Aches is a phenomenal player and he's a great fit on this team? Sure. But part of me feels like, yeah, you know, a little help in the sub department certainly wouldn't hurt this team.
I would love to see Aches get back to running an SMG, and it's going to be Havoc actually flying through the hill. He's able to pick up 2, and you sure to see TSM win a bunch of gunfights on the hill, and TSM has an early lead here in hardpoint, and they're going to pick up 2. He's got one more player pushing him to his left. It's going to be Ivy. Let's go on board with Ivy for a little bit, see what he's doing.
Yeah, let's check him out off the respawn here. Nice shots. Gets a headshot on TP. Picks up 1. We're rotating now over back to mid-map. TSM, again, in control for the time being. And this is interesting because you have 2 solid teams here, both using a substitute right now. You know, feeling out a couple other players. They had to make a roster addition if they're going to add a sub or make any kind of change. They had to do it before the end of last week. Getting it done, I believe, you know, on Thursday, really, these changes coming in, trying out some substitute players here. And this is big, you know, with Stage 1 finals coming up. You want to make sure you have the best roster available, and I think they're just trying to get a feel for some guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Envy, you have a huge, I don't want to say huge lead in the standings, but you're pretty comfortable.
Yeah, if you lost a couple matches, not the end of the world.
Right, and, you know, gonna have Aches back too, I imagine, you know, play some matches, but letting Havoc fill in, get some experience, see what he can do. Don't think the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I think Aches will be fine. I mean, he's spent more time playing the game than anyone.
Nice shot at long range with an SMG.
On his grind. Yeah, Havoc a beast right now. He's leading all Slayers, 22 and 17, and there's a lot of pressure on him, and I think he can step it up. He's able to get the kinetic armor. He'll fly in, get a second. Havoc on a 4 streak. Havoc almost on a 5, but just a little bit off. More accurate at range than up close.
So who does he play like from what you've seen thus far?
It looks like a scumper attach as far as in your face.
Yeah, I was going to say attach.
I mean, right now, what? He's using kinetic armor. He's playing fast with the sub. I mean, those are the 2 players that come to mind, right?
Yeah.
Not saying he's of that caliber, but right now at 25 and 19 against TSM, I mean, that's kind of the comparison I'd make early.
Yeah, TSM's a very good team. It's not like, you know, putting these numbers up in like an online tournament against amateurs right now. During the CPL, Weech just crushes Teep as he's pushing through. He's trying to push through Tin with a scythe out. It's going to be TSM, even though we've seen some good things out of Envy with this early lead.
And TP, he had to win that because that would have been a gunfight he should win and almost lost it, but ultimately gets the headshot to close that out, and that's going to give them the spawn for back grandma. So now we're going to rotate over. The next hard point coming up. Who's going to watch Globe? No one stayed at Globe. Everyone left. Everyone is left.
Because that lightning strike comes in.
Everyone just, I thought the lightning was coming in from Envy. That's why I probably was confused. So now he's rotating back, so Slasher to get back in position. It pushed them back for a moment, but no one was able to get up in an aggressive enough position that it really mattered.
No, you're going to see a Hellstorm missile come in. Weeds doesn't blow it up. He's only able to get 1 with it.
That Hellstorm missile was the size of the map French. That was terrifying.
Yeah, no. You know, he calls that missile in. He's right next to Globe. He's not actually able to fight, and he gets taken out with ease. So, see, I believe that was Wheat using it for TSM. You're going to see Slasher and TP winning some gunfights. Now, it's going to be all Envy, as they should be able to take most of this hill.
Yeah, they're doing a good job, despite the fact that, again, the Lightning kind of bumped them off their spots early, but 3 kills coming in here. But the kills don't matter so much now. You only have 10 seconds left. You're going to get 10 points on the board, which I guess it's significant to get those 10 to 15 because you have a lead. Just want to add a little bit of cushion to it. But now we're going to rotate over to the very contest-heavy tracks hardpoint. Slasher got Annihilator in hand, has many shots left to work with. He's going to connect with 0.
Yeah, no, not the way you want to use the Annihilator there. You see Cap pulling out the sight, though. He's able to pick up 2. TP and Havoc doing some work with the SMGs as well. They're able to fly in, and Envy starting to make this comeback.
Yeah, and TSM to spawn real
well,
far
that's
out.
what you want to do on this hill. If you're going to control tracks, you got to push it out far.
It's the only way to get points.
No, you're going to see Teep has to win a big gunfight to his right. Has another one flying in. It's going to be Colchan and Wheats able to break it for TSM. So TSM able to get the hill right back.
Yep, so far, holding on to this victory. They haven't really pulled away, put enough cushion here that I would remotely count Envy out of it. You gotta love the new Black Ops 3 rules for a hard point. The team always has a chance in the game. And right now, a couple players going on streaks here for Envy, and one will go down. Second, tagged up. Oh, J-Cap peeling the forehead off of Wheats there as he's able to snag one. And now we're gonna rotate here, set up for mid-map for our 3rd rotations.
And still a lot of time left. 2 minutes and 37 seconds left in the overall game. A lot of time for Envy to make a comeback. J-Cap burns Colchan directly to his left. You're going to see Ivy comes in, finishes those kills off with Wheats. So TSM, although we keep talking about Envy, Envy's doing a good job holding these and doing a nice job. It's still TSM in the lead, and the leads are still Envy's not really closing the gap.
And the change here is, Wheats is going to transition out of more of a sub role, and he's going to be pulling out the AR in a place that Proofy was usually using. You question, can Wheats be a strong AR right now? He's doing a hell of a job. He's 33 and 26. We've seen him do it in the past. The guy's been competing for the better part of a millennia. He's able to do it, and he's putting up some good numbers here in this game.
And TP doing a really nice job in this game with Havoc. The SMGs of Envy definitely will not be the reason this one could potentially be a loss. You see Slasher and Cap really having subpar games. 2 guys who've been pretty good for Envy.
Well, and let's think about this, though, a little bit. We talked about the fact that you're losing a little bit of your AR play with Aches, switching over to Havoc. So Havoc doing a good job, sure. But you got to think there's a little bit more pressure maybe on Slasher and J-Cap. We know when you don't have that Aches AR, you think?
I think it's more on Slasher to change from running an SMG, which we've seen a lot from Slasher, over to an AR to play some better positions and not challenge as much. I think that's really what you're looking at for Envy.
Yeah, because it definitely slows the game down a little bit, right? I know we've seen some pretty aggressive AR players, but he's going to have to play, I guess, a safer role. Havoc picks up a couple here before he's going to drop. Him and TP leading the way, 37 apiece, and now they're trying to take over the lead. It's tied up now. One more ticks, and that's going to be Envy taking the advantage here. 2 minutes left on the clock, plenty of time to work with. But this next rotation here over to Grandma's is going to be a big one. I'm going to highlight the player that it's playing around Globe for now. He's giving them a good spawn. That was Ivy. Pac-Man going to be the next man in, just trying to hold off mid-map. Colchan picks up a couple. So far, they've locked it down. They probably have to deal with one more wave here as the next hard point's going to pop.
Yeah, Pac-Man's in a position to make a big play here. Needs to win some gunfights. He's going to get one. Switches the RK5. That is a long-range shot to hit with that. TP's actually going to make it to the front of Grandma. See Slasher and Cap in the kill feed. TP with another one. A perfect break by Envy as they get control of the hill. TP going off in this one.
That's probably game
when was the last time we saw Teep with 40+?
Not at all. He's got to be feeling good right now. Big game coming out of Teep, and roles are going to switch a little bit. When you have someone filling in that's so different from the player he's replacing, things certainly going to change. And, time will tell how they feel about either of these guys playing on the squad between Havoc and Aches. But so far, so good. I know it wasn't the prettiest game, and they haven't closed it out yet, but they're looking poised now to win it. 248. Just need another tick or two, and that's going to be Team EnVyUs taking our first game.
And they weren't in the lead for most of it. I feel like TSM controlled the pace throughout, but you saw the power that this potential Envy team could have.
Well,
in that it was it was over by Auto to Grandma where they really started to take over. Some fantastic pressure by the guys on Envy. They were able to break it with ease.
Yeah, but I don't know how I feel about it in the sense that I guess I know TSM lost, but they outplayed them most of the game.
Yeah, they did.
They outplayed them going to Grandma's. They rotated early. They had the setup. It was just a really good break from Envy, but I don't feel that's not a bad loss for TSM. Right?
No, not at all.
They outplayed them most of the game. They had one rough hold really that it came down to, kind of the transition from that final between those final 2 hard points, but I feel all right now from TSM. I mean, it's not, you just lost.
It's an awful loss, no.
We lost to one of the better hardpoint teams in the game. They got a really strong performance out of their 2 submachine gun.
Yeah, and I mean, you get to see what Wheats can do with the AR.
Yeah.
I thought Wheats some really nice stuff with the AR. I mean, he was out killing Slasher in cap for like the first half of the game. I think he actually finishes with almost 40 kills.
Yeah,
he does a great job. I think just you saw a different Envy in Hardpoint, like not the same Envy that we usually see. It just looked like a more explosive Envy, an Envy that played at a much faster pace, which I think you need to do to beat the likes of Optic Gaming and stuff.
Yeah,
like.
well, the big thing, I can't hear a word you're saying because Jack's screaming.
Yeah.
But we're going to be going to S&D next, and this is where I'm curious though. This is where they need Havoc, I think, to kind of stand out for me. I know it's not going to be 1 S&D, 2 S&D. It's going to take some time to really see what his impact is. But this is where I think they need the help. And not that they've been a bad S&D team. Going into the midway point, I remember they were 9-3. They had a very good percentage. But I know they have been inconsistent. And the fact of the matter is they haven't played that many S&Ds because they have so many 3-0s, right? I'm curious what help Havoc is going to be in this one for sure.
Well, he's a very good sniper. Potentially, we see TSM trying to have it use votes in the ban and protect process to get rid of the snipers.
And they don't
do some things like that.
Because you see that. I feel like the sniper is the SVG or thermal or overkill, probably the 3 most attacked when you're worried about a player. Or you don't worry about that at all with Envy right now. Like, there's nothing you're worried about in S&D. They try to play a really standard game. I know Slasher, I've seen him snipe effectively a couple times. Aches in the past, I remember him sniping in Ghost a little bit. But he's never been a main sniper, really.
No.
I mean, they don't have that guy that's that difference maker. And Havoc, maybe he could be it. The kid's a freak.
Yeah, I've seen him do some nasty stuff with the sniper rifle. So definitely changes the game in that regard. Where TSM, they've been a team that they have Colchin, one of the better snipers that we have in the Pro Division. Against a team like Envy, you wouldn't have to worry about a sniper on the other side of the map. Where now you have to. It just adds more versatility to the Envy team.
It's versatility, and it's threat. It's the threat of something that hasn't been there before. Like when teams don't have to worry about something, like when you have to worry about a sniper, you have to worry about certain pushes and certain places and peeking certain angles.
The biggest thing the biggest knock you could have had on Envy up until this point is that they're so predictable. In every game, they're extremely predictable.
God, remember we watched like 4 stronghold offensive rounds in a row for them where they did the same thing. TP would have bomb. He'd be flirting with like front door to palace. Aches would be sitting at half wall, just looking up top. It was the same thing over and over again.
Like, they didn't have that one player who's like going to change things up like drastically or do something like flank through bunker and make a play or hit a crazy snipe. They just didn't have that like aggressive player who's going to like lead the charge and like make it in. And I feel like you didn't need that like up until like last year, and then I feel like last year you needed that guy like an attach or like a hook or somebody like who's just going to make a crazy play.
No, I mean I couldn't agree more. When you're talking about, I guess, a game mode that you can most influence something individually, S&D. I mean, you can pick up those rounds where you drop 2, 3, 4 kills. You can shape around by yourself. And, I mean, this is something we've seen Havoc do in the past in different titles. I'll be honest, I haven't watched him play a ton. I've hopped into a stream a couple times to watch him. Yeah. But, he hasn't been in the Pro League. I haven't had the opportunity to really cast him much. But I know what he's going to bring. It's just that the kid's such a solid S&D player, and I'm excited to watch how this breaks down here. And I'm curious to see if TSM tries to even already go at him a little bit in the ban protect.
Look at stuff like a player like Zuma does to a team in S&D, right? You see Wheats protecting the SVG. You're going to have TP get rid of the MR6. But look at a guy like Zuma, like an aggressive player, like a guy like Havoc would try and be on an NV team. Like Zuma puts so much pressure on another team in Search and Destroy just with like flanks and just aggressively hitting. This doesn't scare Envy anymore.
Exactly. Those 2 protects, I feel like
scare Envy.
Before, if you were Envy, you'd be like, well, damn it. Now, I don't think you're worried about it.
No, because they have somebody who can use that to their advantage as well. And they have somebody who can go head-to-head with some of the best snipers. So I don't think you're Envy like you're too upset. Envy can play almost the game that they want better now than they were before.
Well, that's what we're going to see here. What can they do in S&D? Things obviously going to be changing up a bit with Havoc filling in for Aches. You kind of saw the difference in gameplay in game 1. Certainly just the difference of roles for Aches versus Havoc. You drastically saw a difference in the aggressive SMG play of Havoc. But now this, again, the one that stands out the most to me is how will he impact S&D? And already, just the fact that those protects, I don't think Envy cares right now.
No, I think they'll be fine with it. I mean, hey, you pick up a guy or you have a guy fill in, you want to see what he can do with the sniper rifle, what better to go up against a guy like Colchan?
Very true.
Okay, well, fine, they left it in, prove yourself with it.
And Colchan has been, again, I know it's hard to pick top players and stuff, but he's been somewhere in that top 3 to 5 range for me for snipers. I mean, he's just hit some shots that are absolutely
one of the better ones.
Unbelievable. Yeah, without question, one of the better ones. Anything surprise you right now coming in from the specialist draft?
No. I think Psychosis could potentially maybe Vision Pulse instead of Psychosis.
Okay.
That's the one that I would probably look at. I think Vision Pulse is actually really good on this map because, you know, you're attacking over towards B. You're able to see up top and down low inside apartments. You're able to see the staircase as well. And then if you're attacking over towards A, you know where those players are playing on the site. I think Vision Pulse probably would have been a better pick than Psychosis. I'm a fan of Vision Pulse over Psychosis pretty much all the time.
Yeah, no, I am too. Yeah. I'm just never been a huge fan of Psychosis. I just, unless you are perfect at playing a clone, I mean, you try to pretend you're something.
I would love to just ask the players, like, what is the thinking behind Psychosis over Vision Pulse?
Hopefully you get a player to shoot at and give away his position.
I guess.
Yeah,
but I think Vision Pulse, you can just tag everyone, and then your teammates can just push.
Because usually the problem when you see players try to use it as like a push, and you pop it and you run behind it, players are so used to like, what do you scuff jumping, whatever you want to call it, as soon as they engage, that it's so clear. It's the last person, it's the person flying in. Like, it's just so obvious who it is. I think it's more positive for scouting than anything. But nothing too shocking here. I'm trying to see. Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely a full mirror match here.
It's a mirror match.
I'm excited for that matchup though. Colchan versus Havoc. I know this isn't the biggest sniping map, but I think it still will feel its impact. And we didn't see it used at all because the SVG was banned in
we saw Fizzerp use it, but it didn't. No, we saw Fizzerp use it, but just didn't do anything with it. It was only one round.
What series? The SVG got banned, I thought. On one of them, didn't it? Did I just make that up? I thought the SVG got banned.
No, it got banned in the TK one.
Oh, okay. It was Thermal got banned in the second series.
Yeah, the second one we saw Thermal get banned.
But yeah, we didn't see it used too frequently, but here...
He's old, guys.
One of these players, so old, yet so handsome.
Your girlfriend's not watching.
That was me staring at the
camera.
So
nobody out there believes them.
Listen, I'm a friendly guy. That was for all you ladies and all you gentlemen out there. Just me smiling. You know, it brightens up my day.
Hopefully it does that to one of your guys' days.
I don't know what's wrong with
me. Evac S&D uploading. It's loading up now. Nah.
We'll get it uploaded here for you guys. We're getting ready to hop into Game 2. EnVyUs so far with a 1-0 advantage, looking strong thus far in this one. Can the boys on TSM answer back? You know, they have Ivy filling in for Proofy tonight. Very excited to see what this young guy can do. And on the other side, we're going to be taking a look at Havoc here.
Now, just waiting to get these things loaded in now. Maven's just dancing around.
Yeah, I think I almost twisted my ankle there.
Yeah, that would have been dangerous.
I'm not very coordinated. You know, it's funny. I used to be so coordinated. Like, I would love to go out, just play basketball.
I thought you were going to say dance. I felt like you were a big dance club guy.
I used to love to, you know what I used to love to do?
Yeah.
I used to love to go hiking and stuff. And you know how you'd like, there'd be a river with a bunch of rocks? I used to love to like hop on the rocks to get across the river. If I tried that right now, I don't know why that just jumped in my head, I would die. I would drown. I would slip on a rock and fall and drown.
Yeah, I don't think you're in physical shape to jump on rocks.
I lack so much confidence in my ability to use my legs and coordination. Man,
what happened? What happened to physical activity, Maeve?
I don't know. I mean, even 3 to 4 years out of college, I was still playing like in community basketball leagues, and then one day I decided I don't know why I'm moving anymore. I have no one I care to impress, and I'm gonna just sit and play video games and relax.
I got back into video games. Like, I had left video games for a while. I was working with my parents, doing some other stuff, and then in a basketball league, I actually tore my ACL, and I couldn't walk for like 3 months, and I had talked to Ogre too, and he was like, "Hey, there's this $1 million thing for Call of Duty going on."
Play? Yeah.
And he's like, "You want to play?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Really interesting.
Last time I tried to play basketball was with Scott Gandhi and some of his friends, and I partially dislocated my elbow and broke a finger.
I remember when you did that. Your elbow was like purple for weeks.
And I said, never again am I moving.
Yeah, no.
If I'm going to exercise, like if I decide I'm going to get my sensor on, I'm going to go to the gym.
Yeah.
I will be on a bicycle or an elliptical. Ellipticals have become my
I
best
feel
friend.
like those are the two signs you're getting old. Is like when you go to the gym and the two things that have like the green check mark in your head next to them that you're willing to do and can do, are the elliptical and the bicycle.
I'll be honest, a treadmill intimidates me.
Really?
The thought of having to run.
I've seen so many people fall on treadmills.
Oh, I'd hurt myself. I'd get a rug burn across my face. I come on camera, I'm just bleeding. What happened? Treadmill incident.
I was attacked by a treadmill. Anyway, game loading in now. Sorry for the delay, guys. It's going to be map number 2, Search and Destroy EnVy, EnVy versus TSM. If you're just tuning in, EnVy playing with Havoc tonight, TSM playing with Ivy, and it's going to be EnVy up 1-0 in the series. Look at the new guys, seeing what they could do here in Search and Destroy, especially Havoc with the sniper rifle in his hand.
Yeah, I'm very excited to just see how these guys are going to try and influence the game in their own unique ways as they're hopping into these rosters. You know, some pressure on these guys to show they can perform. I'm going to hop straight onto Havoc. He's on defense. Let me see. He's going to be playing aggressive. Look how many perks he's got. He's got 1 million. He's loaded up. Let's switch over to Ivy on offense. He's going to be pushing forward. I'm going to keep Havoc highlighted in case he opts to go for the flank. You see snipe shots coming through. Was that from behind him? Where did that come from?
I'll take a look. It's probably Colchan.
I didn't think he was in position to shoot that shot, but I guess he was. He must have just moved right when I got stuff, because he would be their normal sniper, but I, for whatever reason, did not think he was doing it at all. But now they're trying to push in. You saw a player playing right behind the bomb. Pac-Man, consider going up top. They're still holding off here, so these two players at B have done a really good job just keeping them back, and TP in a great position here to deal with any kind of challenge, unless it ends up being Colchan with the sniper. That would be the scary thing, and unfortunately for him, it might be Colchan with the sniper.
And if you're EnVy, you just don't have to peek this right now.
Oh,
there's no reason to. And it's actually going to be TP getting that first blood, taking out Colchan from the side. And it's going to be Slasher trying to make a play for EnVy as well.
Ivy is able to get in with one. He's able to find a second, not able to close it out. And it's going to be Wheats all by himself. He doesn't have a lot of time to work with. I don't even know if he can really get a plant now. He's just got to try and pick up the kill. That player's going to try and run out. Can he catch him is the question. Will he see him as he pushes out? He's right underneath, and that's going to be JCap. What a heads-up play. They're in a 1v1. The veteran just waits under window, figures he's going to get chased. Or kind of baits the chase, and then waits for it perfectly.
He knew he was going to get chased.
Yep.
He jumps up, able to take out Wheats right away. And with only 9 seconds left and the bomb down up top, there was really no other option for Wheats other than to chase. He actually destroys Teep in the hallway. Like, Teep is standing there ready to just finish off that kill, and Wheats just turns around the corner and just burns him. And see what EnVy does on offense here.
Now, we talked about Havoc's ability with the sniper, but it doesn't look like he's going to opt to use it thus far. Might just not be a map he likes to work with that, but here comes the push in towards B. It's going to be JCap picking up the first kill.
Yep, it's going to be Teep getting a nade deep into the back. He's actually going to get one player weak. Skydu was right, actually. Teep's actually able to finish that player off with the nade, so it's going to be a 4v2 advantage here for EnVy. And look at this, Colchan going on the long, low wall run flank. He's going to come up right next to one player. He's going to not shoot the guy directly to his left. I don't believe he saw him. It's going to be Wheats left alive here in a 2v1 yet again, and he's going to go for the same exact route that Colchan just went for.
Well, let's see if he can pull it off. He does have blast suppressor
he's
and
go
dead
a lot
silence.
Further. I feel like,
so he's going way around the back. Now, does he not? He thinks they transition out of here. He's going to know in a second they're still B. His TP should be planting. He is. And the other player got tagged up, but he's going to be able to back down. Now, Wheats going to try to apply some pressure here, and that's nice shots by TP. And he picked up Slasher, actually, so that was a 1v1. Nice position by TP. I didn't realize he actually killed him.
Yeah, he takes out Slasher. Slasher just comes
When does he kill Slasher? Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see Slasher down the hallway. Wheats not going to be able to win that one. Almost the last two rounds, Wheats almost able to clutch these 2v1 scenarios, just falling a little bit too short.
Yeah, poor Wheats in tough situations, but just coming up the tiniest bit short. I'm trying to think if anyone might be in a streak worth watching. He's still got a ways to go. TP's pretty close to an HC, but let's go to the offensive side, and that's Havoc getting an early kill, and he is pushed up straight through middle and was able to take out Colchan.
And when have you ever seen MVP this aggressive here?
Never. I mean, that's going to be a difference of probably having Havoc versus Ace. Definitely a much more aggressive player, right?
Yeah, you never see EnVy get this aggressive on defense, especially. I mean, they find one side
by himself again.
They find one side of the map, and if there's nobody over by B, they're just going to push straight through. Fantastic defensive setup.
And that's something that comes down to probably Havoc's experience in S&D. You know, the one big difference you watch Remember when the Australian players used to be at champs, or you know, watching S&D stars now. Like you watch, I like to watch Pharaoh and Blastful and some of those guys, what they're able to do, and they literally, for those of you that have played StarCraft, it's literally like they have a fog of war, and they're going around the map trying to unlock the entire map so they know where everyone is, and they just keep going and going and going and going. They play so aggressive, and I gotta imagine that's the game that Havoc wants to play. He's probably bringing a lot of knowledge to these guys. He's able to pick up one kill there. There's a player that might be able to trade it out, but he's dipped around the corner now. Can he stay alive? There was one player through connector. Ultimately, he is going to be dropped and traded.
Yeah, Wheat's able to pick up that kill, but to get Colchan out of the game, that's big. Colchan off to a rough start, 1 and 4.
And that's been Havoc has first blooded him, both of his kills. I didn't see, you know, what's happened to him the other couple of times, but no one really has made an impact with the sniper whatsoever yet.
No, we haven't seen either side really use it effectively, and Cap's going to get into a good position and try and watch over TP as TP tries to get the bomb down. Cap going to put down some shots on one player as another one jumping out the challenge. He is so weak. Teep's going to die on the bomb. This should be TSM's first round win, barring something outrageous.
JCap, the clutch prince. I've seen him do it more than once, but not able to do it there as Wheats. Got to feel good for Wheats, able to close that around after I feel he was last alive the first 3.
Yeah, right.
Now he's able to close one out here. He's got some friends to work with. Nice shots coming in there on Cap through the tree.
Really strong AR shot out of Wheats.
Yeah, very.
In the first 2 maps.
Certainly very accurate. He's got to be a little more comfortable now playing a role he's a little more used to. Let's go back. Let's go over to offense. Let's stay with Wheats. He's 6 and 3. He had a nice game 1 as well. It came up a little bit short, but I mean he's got more kills than the rest of his team combined right now.
Let's see what Envy decides to do here on defense. It looks like there's a player actually using an HC.
There's a sniper finally being effective.
There's Colchan with the sniper rifle, picking up first blood there on Slasher.
Poor Cap's going to think he has a flank on. Unfortunately for him, all 4 are about to run at him.
Yeah, he's gonna get 1, not able to get out of harm's way. TP still searching for players with his HC. Now they're gonna put a lot of shots down on Havoc. He's able to get out alive, going back towards the middle of the map. But
he realizes he cannot push across. That's finally going to connect. I was watching on the minimap. TP's had that car out for what seemed like an hour. He's finally going to pick up a kill, so it's going to be 2 on 2 here.
They have to know where these other 2 players are. I mean, that car actually picks up one of them who's just sitting on top of the other 2 left for TSM. So if you're Envy, you have to know that they're just putting pressure over towards the A site. Just how do they attack it? And see, it looks like TSM's actually going to like to push this one straight through.
Right when they hop to push. Right when they have to finally go, they just rotated out. I don't think he saw that player. I think they were completely lost. I don't think they have any idea where they're going. They don't. Yeah, they've kind of split up now. It looks like TP is going to check strip steps. He's going to be perfect time to engage one. The question is, can he win it? He does get 1. Going to be 1-on-1 Havoc on Ivy, and he knows he has to get the plant now. He's just going to fly at him right now. I'm going to check Ivy for just a second. Let's see how it works. He hops off it. He's going to pop the psychosis, manages to stay alive and get bombed down. Havoc a second late.
A great play by Ivy. I mean, I think if he doesn't pop psychosis, he's probably dead.
Yeah, I think they ate some shots.
I think they definitely ate some shots, and you're going to see Havoc going a long
This
flank.
is why you have Havoc on a team, though. A 1v1. This is like what the kid lives for. He's played more 1v1 wagers than probably anyone, but let's see if he can actually win the round. Doesn't have a lot of time to work with. Checking all his corners, 18 seconds on the clock, just looking everywhere, trying to hunt for the kill. Can't find it. Finally gets shot in the back. I don't think there's enough time for him. Actually, if he got to get that kill, he might have had enough. It was close to 9 or 10 seconds, but ultimately you have the 2 fill-ins, Ivy and Havoc, going up 1-on-1 against each other.
Ivy played it great. I mean, he didn't have to move anywhere.
That crouch there, I think, kind of shook Havoc a little bit, actually, because I think his first peek was at bar, and that little duck, I don't think he saw him right away. Got him off a little bit.
But Envy,
I think he assumed he ran off.
Envy's still with that 1-round advantage. See what TSM does here on the defensive side.
Who do you want to watch on defense?
No, actually, let's watch Colchan.
Yeah.
They're going to push him. He's got the sniper rifle in his hand.
He's got to back down, but he got eyes on one. So, screw challenging. That's going to be Slasher and Water able to get him before he can get out. This has been a very frustrating game for Colchan.
Yeah, but Slasher's going to get taken out by the HC of Ivy. So you're going to see the bomb go down here. TP going to get his kinetic armor in the process, and just going to sit on Palm, eat a bunch of grenades here. Now he's going to get off it, and Envy, it's a good chance to win this one.
Yeah, they're looking good. This player on the flank is a big deal. Pac-Man coming from behind. I'm going to watch him for a second. Him trying to get behind is so key here to try and effectively pinch this, because they have the advantage, and there's the 1 kill he needed. Now it's Havoc. He lost the 1v1. Can he win the 1v3? They both let up for him. He still has a heat wave to work as well. Does he pop? Use your heat wave! Use your heat wave!
He would have had it. If he would have popped Heat Wave, he would have had that.
God damn it. That would have been so sick.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
I've
I've been waiting for a play like that all night.
Oh.
And he picks up 2.
Did-
First off, what are the first 2 people doing?
Lined up perfectly for him. Now, if he pops this, I mean, he absolutely hits him there.
He crushes him. He crushes him. If he pops that, Wheats is dead. Wheats is just in the toaster.
Yeah, well, I mean, unless, I don't know. I mean, Havoc's certainly a better S&D player than I am. Maybe there's a reason to say that. But typically, if a specialist is going to win you a round, you want to get it off. And it could have just been something where he just didn't hit it in time. I'm not really sure. But ultimately, going to lose the round. It's going to be TSM back to offense. It's going to be tied 3-3 here. Looks like pretty much all the focus is going to be going towards B. TP has gotten the first kill here behind this bomb site. And he says, screw it, I'm flying at you. Picks up 1. Slasher actually shoots TP in the back of the head. So the best way to get rid of a player is using kinetic, just let his teammates shoot him in the head.
Yeah, not the best idea. That is Slasher right there. But still, it's going to be Envy with the man advantage. Cap going to get peeked by Wheats. Wheats able to win that gunfight. Even it up at
he's
two apiece here.
Pretty close to a dart, and we'll get the bomb plant. So this looking pretty good for TSM, actually, and he's going to pop his camo, trying to get forward, trying to find a kill. Not able to find anything. His entire camo is going to get burned before they see anything, and now they're thinking about wrapping to A. All 4 of these players cross paths.
Yeah, they have no idea where – nobody has any idea where the other team is. Havoc checks A. He's going to get a lot of shots down on the guy on the site, and Colchan going to be really weak. Slasher's going to push him, and actually Slasher's going to win the gunfight, so Envy's going to win the round. But that was, we're seeing some really odd S&D between these 2 teams.
Well, all 4 of them were on the B site, and just left. The particular ways they crossed, they didn't see anything. Wheats popped camo, for God's sake, and just couldn't find anyone. And you could see when we jumped over to Havoc here, he's checking every corner. He thinks they rotated much earlier. They just happened to cross at exactly the same time. It's going to be a 4-3 advantage now for Envy. Let's check out TP on the offensive side of things. He's been having a nice S&D here thus far, and they look like they want to hit B hard. Actually, I'm going to check Ivy's point of view because he's going to be the one dealing with pressure on the bomb site right away. Havoc's actually going to open things up almost immediately. He gets up top, so Ivy in a bad spot here. If he peeks this, thankfully, he's able to get the grenade up. I thought as soon as he peeked that, he was going to be cut up.
You're going to see an HC come in on the side of
I think that was
TSM.
Wheats.
Yeah, it was Wheats, but he's not going to make anything happen. And I feel like out of Havoc's kills, I feel like most of them are first bloods. You're going to see they're going to lead with that camo down the staircase. The Slasher picks up 2. You know, Havoc come in, pick up the last one as Envy's 1 round away from taking a 2-0 map lead in this series.
Havoc able to close things out. Slasher ended with a 2-piece last round, gets a 2-piece here as well. Not able to grab the 3rd, but Havoc here to close things down. And like you said, 1 round away here from a 2-0 advantage as they're looking to 3-0 in this series. I wonder what's going on in that. I feel like that Optic series has been going on forever.
Oh, what, Optic LG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had pretty tough games last time they played. It might have been a 3-0, but I remember some of the games were pretty close.
LG, I mean, it's a team, I mean, Saints and John's so good. I feel like, 2 guys that are very underappreciated, but get Colchan working his way through the middle of the map. He's going to actually come behind one of the players on Envy. He's able to win one of the gunfights against Slasher. He's going to get a 2nd one as well. Big opening kills there out of Colchan. Havoc trying to come on the flank. They got to know exactly where he is. He's going to crush Wheats up top, turn this into a 2v2 real quick.
What the hell just happened? That just fell apart. JCab not able to get a 2nd, so now we've seen Havoc almost clutch a 1v3, almost clutch a 1v1. Can he clutch the 1v2? He's taken the long way around, but he's got time to work with. 30 seconds on the clock here. He's going to find 1 player at bar. He wins that, puts himself in another 1v1. I don't know how much time he really has to work with. Finds him mid-map and not able to win it, and they still have the 1-round advantage. That's what's tough. I mean, okay, have a lot of these rounds been very hard for Havoc. He's always been in like the worst advantage of both sides, but he hasn't been able to clutch up one yet. He's been very close, but hasn't been able to clutch them up yet. Those are ones you'd like him to win, but again, it was what, a 1v3, a 1v2, and a 1-on-1 where the other guy had the bomb planted. So not easy. Not
just
easy
to get
fights.
them down into even situations that are somewhat winnable, I think it's a good sign. Now, Envy obviously wants to end it here on offense. Looks like they're gonna go over towards B again, and this is going to be a quick hit of the mid for TSM. So EnVy's got to read this pretty quick, or else they're going to get flanked and taken down pretty easy.
Yeah, I thought the flank was going to come real fast. They backed off B. Pacman was by himself. They've given up the B site entirely. The question is the plant coming early? Cap's going to be waiting here to watch this. He sees one cross, so he knows something is afoot. We saw who has the car out. It's got to be the player in the back here. That's going to be Havoc. So Havoc's got his HC out. He's doing a little hunting of his own, trying to see if he can get eyes on it. He's going to see one. Might have spotted two there. They need to get this site controlled. They've got the bomb down. Havoc is...
It's a nice spot.
Well, he's just in the grass, man. I just want to see if one of these players flies back, but all of them look to be wanting to push from either mid or the other side. So Havoc kind of being taken out of this one due to the route choice here coming in from TSN. The break is in. They have to win this round to push to final 11th. There they go. Colchan going to be the first to bait in. Ivy's going to check top. He's going to lose his gunfight. All of a sudden, it's Colchan now by himself. He's in a 1v3. Can he do it? The Psychosis works enough to distract him. He looked right for just a moment there. And that's the kind of thing you want out of a Psychosis. We're asking about how you use it. That instant it pulled his vision away was just enough here. Look at that. Just enough. That split second.
Yep, give Cap enough time to win the gunfight with the RK5. So EnVy gonna win map number 2 here against TSM. Go up 2-0. Now, I thought you saw some good new things from this EnVy squad.
Yeah, I mean,
some aggression we didn't see before.
Yeah, some aggressive certainly on offense and defense. Really, in a map that I think is a little easier to be aggressive on offense, aggressive on defense. Not offense is kind of hard just because B's not easy to push into.
No.
A is kind of on the other side of glass, so that's kind of hard to get to, right? It's like it's in glass and you can really bully your way in. On the other side, it's kind of difficult. And I don't know. It was fun to watch. You know, Havoc. He
didn't do anything with the sniper.
He had a couple opportunities though, and big. Put a couple situations into 1v1s that necessarily wouldn't have been with somebody else. So you saw some good stuff there. Ultimately, it's hard to tell at this point how this roster is because it's the first time they're playing together. They've won 2 maps, but they've won 2 maps against a team I think they should.
Right, against the TSM with Ivy playing for them. We can take a look at the scoreboard real quick. Now, you saw, Havoc 8-7. Slasher played well yet again. I mean, Slasher 10-7. Search and Destroy, the guy always shows up. Cap had a great game as well. Now, Wheats been a phenomenal series for TSM.
Yeah, Wheats has been great, and I'm hoping, with this change, having Ivy come in and play some matches, Wheats maybe in a little bit more of, a comfortable role. He likes being an AR player, likes running the AR, and, at this point he's been a little more sub-focused. Now we've seen him basically with an AR in hand every single play, Ivy being more of that sub-role, so we'll see. But going to the uplink, I think this is this is likely a 3-0.
I think this is an EnVy series for the taking.
Yeah, it definitely is. But the question is, can they close it out? In the past, with Aches, EnVy has been the best team in the league, other than Optic Gaming. I think they're tied actually. They both have 6 3-0s, but they are one of the best teams that, hey, we're up 2-0, we're closing it out 3-0. You don't let it go further. That's probably been the single biggest thing for me that's kind of separated the middle of the pack from the top of the pack, is being able to get that 3-0 in the damn series. Don't extend it, just close it out.
I think for EnVy, it's just, can they beat Optic with these teams? Well, they can beat everybody else. We'll actually see tomorrow.
And this is kind of big too, because yes, we do get Optic versus EnVy tomorrow, which we're all looking forward to. But the big piece of this, if you remember last time, it goes to a game 5. EnVy gets rolled in the S&D. They get a total of 5 kills. I don't know if that happens with Havoc. We'll see. I've never really seen him get just throttled in S&D, but we'll see. Let's see. It's a full team effort.
Talk about a big match for a guy to jump into tomorrow.
Yeah,
right.
And maybe they're using Aches tomorrow. I have no idea.
Yeah, who knows?
No clue. But I'd be curious to see, because I think Optic is a very
if you were going to test the guy
team
out,
for me.
You would use him against Optic.
Yeah, and that's the biggest advantage EnVy probably has over Optic is probably in Search and Destroy at this point. I still think Optic's the best hardpoint team in the game.
Yep.
They're one of the better uplink teams. It's just S&D's still kind of meh. Going up against EnVy with Havoc, I don't know. It'll be really cool to see how they hold up against that.
Yeah, I watched them play in the finals of the 25K. It was really late at night, and I believe it was Optic won game 1. I want to say EnVy won game 2, and then I think the uplink went to Optic, the CTF went to EnVy, and then Optic won the next 2.
Well, that's the way you beat Optic for me right now.
It's like a 4-2 series.
You win your S&Ds. you try to steal the CTF or maybe the uplink. I mean, they're not a great CTF team. Scump is a great CTF player. Just statistically, his stats are
Optic is
ridiculous.
not a great CTF team. That's a game mode you need to beat them on. If you're going to beat Optic Gaming, you need to win CTF.
And the S&Ds.
And the CTF, S&D, and then if you can... I mean, DT stole the hard point against them.
Yeah, if you want to 3-0 or 3-1 them, if you don't want to go 5 games, you kind of have to beat the hard point.
Yeah.
If you don't take the hard point off Optic, I feel like they're going 5 games. So it'll be interesting tomorrow because I don't necessarily think this EnVy team right now will beat Optic Gaming in a hard point, but I, without question, think they could take some S&Ds off them.
That was a very fast protect by Ivy of the MR6. Let's see what the guys on EnVy decide to do here. I would love to see them get more creative with their ban and protect. It's something that seems really kind of...
it's like, is concussion gone? Check. Is flashbang gone? Check. Is rapid fire gone? Check. Is high caliber gone? Check. Okay,
which is a great way to play, but it just lets the other team...
Let's watch.
Yeah, it lets the other team take so much advantage.
Flashbang. Their next one will be rapid fire or high caliber.
Like, this is stuff that every team primarily is going to look out to get.
Slasher.
And EnVy just kind of...
Slasher will get rid of high caliber. And then JCap probably overclock?
Maybe overdrive. Overdrive or overclock. Nope, high caliber.
Right, there's high caliber.
They're going to get rid of overclock. JCap's going to get rid of overclock.
Probably.
JCap's going to get rid of overclock.
No, they have a checklist, man. It goes through your tacticals, it goes through your attachments. Once those are gone, I guess they'll find something else. Shiva, well, we don't really care about the Shiva. We'll ban it.
Oh, actually, Cold Chain gets rid of overclock. So Cap probably gets rid of the Shiva. Oh, no, overdrive. So the Shiva makes it in. So
overdrive makes sense, yeah. And uplink. But this plays to. Sorry, my cough. I'm trying to, every time I breathe, I feel like I'm gonna start coughing. So I'm like trying not to.
Try not to breathe.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
It could result in death. Nobody at home try that.
Yeah, I just don't take any breaks in talking. I just talk until I start to get lightheaded. But I think that ban protect plays perfectly into EnVy. I mean, the MR6, I guess mixes things up a bit.
You protect Afterburner, I guess?
I don't think the MR6 is going to be a reason the TSM wins this game.
I don't think Afterburner is going to be the reason they win it either. You're going to see a Scythe on both sides, Kinetic on both sides, Camo, and Heatwave on both teams as well. So, both teams, same exact specialist composition. Who do you expect to go big in this game?
For either team, I'm looking at Slasher on the side of EnVy, and on the other side, I'm still looking at Wheat, saying Wheat has a very good series, and I think he's going to need to have another big game for them to potentially take one, and I want them to, because I think I've watched some of their scrims, talked to Pac-Man a little bit, and honestly, in scrims, they've been doing very well outside of, they struggle with Optic Gaming a bit, but everyone else they were holding with or beating, so I think I'd like to see them take a game. If they take a game, 2 games, I think this is a success for them. A 3-0 hurts, but the good thing you can't look at is the 2 games are very close. It was, what, 250 to 220 or so? And
the hard point, I mean, they were in control for a lot of the game.
They should have won the hard point. You had a lead and you had Grandma spawns. You should have won the hard point.
Then why didn't they win the hard point?
EnVy's very good. That's the truth of it. EnVy's very good.
That's like not a great answer. It's like, well, why didn't that team win? Well,
no, but
the other team is really that much better than the other team.
You watched it all collapse around
no, they should have won.
You watched it all collapse around like 1 kill. I can't remember which player was watching kind of the push from tracks, but you saw him die. Then you saw someone win a battle at window as they looked another way. Then you saw someone push 10. You just watched them die, all 4, and you're like, oh, well.
Yeah. It was just a great play by EnVy.
Yeah.
The S&D, I think, could have went either way. You saw some really nice stuff.
Oh, sure. That was anyone's game.
I mean, Wheat's almost like clutches like a few rounds early by himself. I think this one, this one will be interesting because you'll see like which team has like the better teamwork, like or gels with that person a little bit better, like right away. Obviously, it doesn't say anything for the long-term success of a team, but like instantly it shows like who's on the more of the same page.
One nice thing I think about this change in uplink for them is, all right, TP is a lot of the time going to have the drone in hand, right?
Yeah.
He could very much use that lead blocker, that sub player that's in front of him, and that's what Havoc's going to be, right? I feel like.
You think so?
I mean, typically the player that's leading for TP is like, it's an AR, right? I mean, who the hell is the sub player that's going to lead for TP if he has drone in hand? He's your objective guy. I know they can do it by committee a bit, but TP's usually going to be the guy that's going to have drone in hand.
Yeah. You can say that.
Does Havoc help him here a little bit? I got to think maybe
so.
It does.
I think any aggressive SMG or somebody who's going to be willing to kind of just jump in front of the line of fire would definitely help an objective player like TP.
Or it's the opposite, or he's going to be getting the drone. TP's going to be playing a little more aggressive. I'm not sure. We'll see how it breaks out, but I don't think he can hurt the team, and he's going to get 1, tag another one up. That's going to be drone in hand. He gets 2. TP has drone. Havoc is leading the way. What do you know? That's basically exactly
Gonna be
what I thought would be happening.
Yep, TP with drone in hand, and it's actually gonna go right in. I thought for a second it would have been intercepted, but Colchan just jumps right by it. No, it's gonna be first points on the board for Envy.
Yeah, and that's kind of exactly what I expected. I mean, it makes sense for this team. All right, now let's take a look here. Back to electrical. We see Havoc picking up one. He's got a nice start. He's 3-1. And look at, he's just flying forward, flying into top broken, trying to play as aggressive as possible. Oh God.
Yeah, he just maps Pac-Man.
Yeah, absolutely destroys it. And look at that. Look. Okay, so who got killed instead of the drone carrier there? Havoc, twice in a row. A 1-point toss got off because he was the one to take shots. So, I mean, so far, and I know it's early for this new guy, you know, playing in for Envy, but I think he's doing one hell of a job.
Oh, definitely.
Comes off spawn, gets 2 more. He's 6-2, man.
Yep. Takes out Slasher as well.
Screw
It's
you,
like,
Slasher.
screw him.
Yeah, you were the sub player on Envy.
Yeah, I don't need that guy. He's gonna push up over towards mid-map. Gonna have one player on the AC in front of him, and you just see it just adds up. Okay.
9-2 on a 5 streak. Havoc making his presence known. He dies finally because the entire base is looking at him. But guess what else happens?
He just ran through them.
And because he got in there and disrupted, again, who's the next person in? The drone carrier who gets it done.
He just ran.
Yeah, and I know this is basically let's talk about Havoc party, but I am wanting to focus on the subs of it because it's a big deal. Seeing how these guys are going to do. I think that was Havoc getting backwacked by the drone carrier though. And that's going to ultimately be a done.
Run by Colchan. Colchan is able to put in a 2-point play. Only a 1-possession game now. TSM now holding on.
All right, let's switch things over to Ivy for just a second. I was gonna say I'll stick with him to the respawn, but respawn's a little bit longer here. Havoc gonna pick up one. He's got kinetic armor to work with. 11-4. Been doing a solid job for the team thus far. He's with the drone carrier now. They're getting forward. He's gonna grab one. The points go through. If it goes a 1-point toss, and there's another point on the board. Every single score for Envy, Havoc's been right there in front.
Yeah,
running.
He's done a great job assisting, you know, the drone carrier for Envy. Well, now they need it, and I think that's definitely a role that you obviously want somebody to do. It's something you see, you know, attached to a lot. Guys like Zuma, when, you know, either or have the drone in hand. Now just putting a lot of pressure on TSM. Like, look at how pushback TSM is in their base. They just don't know where anybody of Envy is. Envy has full mid-map control right now. It's TP set up in top broken.
It's been TP or Havoc pushing top broken over and over again. He's gonna, okay,
some heat wave on heat wave action right there. Yeah.
Well, I like me some heat on heat.
Yep. Now you're gonna see Cap there in the middle of the map.
You ever rub icy hot all over your face?
No, I actually think that
might kill you.
Yeah, I actually don't think anyone should try that either. So that would probably result in like a serious injury.
He has 14 kills right now, doing a good job for the squad.
The Teep going, that's a lower than usual wall run. That's actually just off the side of the map. But good spot to reset the drone. If you're TSM, you go into the second half only down 3. It's not too bad.
No,
right? I mean, attack. You're on the least preferred side. Obviously, teams love to attack over towards broken. If you're able to hold this going in the second half, I think you got to feel pretty good. Now, Pac-Man with the drone in hand, trying to go wall run. It's going to have some teammate support, not able to make it around the corner to get that throw off.
Nice try. I mean, like you said, he was just kind of by himself, trying to make a hero play, see if he can get 1-point toss through. Hasn't punished him yet. Slasher is pushed up a bit with that drone and then just explodes because an HC car just ripped his body into several tiny blown up pieces. But let's get back to Havoc for a little bit. He was kind of the high flying man of action earlier. He's going to find one. Second comes after him like an unintentional bait and switch there, I think, coming in a little bit. They're starting to get forward, though. Colchan needs some help. There's a player coming through connector. He has one behind.
Just look at the movement.
His camo's out now. Can he get through the dunk? He gets a little overzealous and doesn't get the 1-pointer through. And JCap's by himself. He should be good to reset this. He's just going to run around, waste some time, ultimately toss it off. And that, you need a point there.
Yeah, if you were able to get at least one, you're sitting really You're sitting really nice going in the second half if you're able to get at least one there. Now, it's going to be TSM with a chance for more points, though. Colchan with the drone in hand, trying to go wall run. It's Havoc putting a ton of shots in him. Drone not able to get over the building. Colchan trying to go for that 1-point throw, not able to connect. It looks like we're going to have TSM down by 3 here going into the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly think they still have a shot in this one. It wasn't that bad of a half. It really just opened up tough because you basically had TP or Havoc pushing into your top broken over and over again, and that just makes you so nervous. When you don't have control of top broken, or, I mean, that basically means you don't have control of middle map, and when you don't have control of middle map, I mean, it just means the flood's coming, and it's very, very scary to play against.
Yeah, they just don't know where that pressure's coming from. I mean, top broken, it can come from the glass side wall run, come from Palace, so that's why you saw a lot of the slow play. TSM just sitting inside their broken. Let's see how they start off on the break here. It's going to be important for Wheats to get control of top AC, pick up some kills, and as I say, it's important he drops. You're going to have Ivy drop as well. It's going to be Colchan and Pac-Man alive mid-map. You're going to have Pac-Man, the only one up for TSM, and he's going to drop, but not before causing some damage on the side of Envy.
You know what's odd, though, about this new setup, and I think Havoc's been doing one heck of a job, but the change in roles appears to be a little goofy for Slasher. Because Slasher, I mean, he didn't really have a great game one. No. If I remember right, he kind of struggled in game one, and now he's 6-15, which is very unslasheristic.
No, and this is a guy who has had some of the best stats throughout all of stage one thus far.
So and again, I don't think it's exactly his fault. It's just the fact that he's playing a different role and probably trying to adjust a little bit. But you think it'd be a more natural fit for him to be like, hey, have it go run. I'm going to set up more with an AR.
Well, I mean, you have Cap, right? I mean, Cap, one of the better ARs in Black Ops 3. He's the one who's going to play a little bit slower, set up with the AR.
He's kind of more aggressive AR.
Yeah, you're going to have Slasher kind of play a little bit more aggressive with the assault rifle in his hand. Just right now not working out for him. But hey, it's still resulting in wins, right? So, I mean, not putting up the same stats as usual, but at least until this point, still resulting in some wins. You're going to have Ivy get over towards top glass. Wheats picking up one with the scythe, and it's going to be Ivy throwing in a one-point throw. So, we talk a lot about Havoc, how he's like a new player filling in for Envy. Look on the side of TSM, Ivy doing a nice job as well filling in during the series.
Well, let's watch Ivy for a little bit. He's going to be at AC now, pushing forward, going to get caught from behind. That's TP pushing mid-connector. You know what a great play that can be in order to flank behind the players pushing forward drone. One more dropping top middle. Colchan in a nice position there to kill a player coming out of top broken. Pac-Man grabs one as well, but through all that, Slasher was the one that ended up with the drone, but that's going to be everybody dropping. And look where the spawns coming in right now. They all spawned in Palace. Everyone starting to get forward is trying to hop to, went to everyone but the drone carrier. Now finally, going to get to Pac-Man. He's looking to tie this one up, and he needs somebody to get back to top middle. So everyone rotating back. You can see they're going back. Ivy's going to lose that. He's still just waiting. Still just waiting. Now let's switch back to Colchan. He's top mid, and he looks right at Palace. That's where you've got to check. Colchan's going to find it, get it, go. Needs to get forward right away. Toss to Pac-Man. Nice pass there with the rock. They're trying to get through, but he sees Colchan die below. No, he has to slow down for a second. But I like that. They played it slow. They tried to set up. Did it work out perfectly? No, but he still might be able to get 1 point toss in here. And the toss back.
Right back at him.
Oh my God.
And then he's going to get heat wave though. And it's going to go in for a 2-point play.
Oh my God, what a sick play by JCap that actually cost you a point.
Cost you 2.
Well, I mean, it cost you 1 because you would have had the 1 point toss if you didn't intercept it.
Okay, fine.
Ultimately, it cost you 1 more, but it's just funny because he makes such a great defensive play, it ends up hurting him, right?
Yeah.
And now another dunk's coming through. They're set up nicely. TSM looking to push a game 4 here. Shots coming in, a couple down though. And Envy, you've got to rotate back. You've got to take control of drone because you are getting pounded right now.
Yeah, they just have not been able to get Wheats out of the middle of the map. Finally, Havoc's going to win that gunfight, but just might not be enough. A minute 52 here, down by 4. It's going to be Cap, looking low wall run. He's going to be able to get one. Going to head over towards that mid-map, but you see how TSM has just really slowed the pace here, man.
Oh, yeah, they've had such good control. I mean, this is basically a tale of two halves right now. And, you talk about the fact that they're now on the stronger side, but they've been doing a better job with it, right? They've really put the flood on now, and we just can't find this player that's been teasing him with bullets from across the map. He's got the duo Pac-Man there down to the right. Weeds finally able to connect, finds one, finds two, cleans up both, finds three. Weeds going off with the AR, but unfortunately for him, as he picks up 3, his entire team drops. He gets a little overzealous, and ultimately he is going to fall as well. So let's check Ivy for a second. He's going to be using HC, but I'm going to go back because this is a chance for Envy. This is their time to get forward, and that is the HC. I should have stayed with Ivy because that is such a big kill. That prevents the drone from getting any more forward now. Havoc still has it in hand. He popped the kinetic. He wants a dunk. He doesn't have enough juice. He's going to be taken out, and that should get tossed off here by Colchan.
Yeah, and doesn't have teammate support either. You would have liked him to possibly even save that kinetic until he got some teammates in position to help him. And Colchan going to go on the outer of the wall run by Palace. Players, he's actually just going to burn this. I saw a player in Europe do this, and they were able to just burn it for an extended period of time. Actually, Slasher catches it midair, and he somehow stays on the map, and he's got a teammate in front of him.
They kind of need a dunk, though. They kind of need a dunk. Can TP died, though. I don't know. If he can get through,
oh, he's going to get
one.
But,
I think he needed two.
Yeah, I think he needed two there as well.
I mean, they have a...
No,
I don't think they have a chance. He had to get a dunk.
Yeah, you're going to have to get
he
three
had to
in like
get
10 seconds, and the drone's going to fall off. It's going to be TSM coming back here in the second half, taking this one against EnVy. Going to force a game 4.
And that's a big win. Let's take a look. You know, you saw the new guy, Havoc, despite the fact, again, you know, game 1, 2, 3, they've all been kind of close, but he's been doing a good job. Both teams just trying to kind of figure out these new guys' roles, figure out their own roles as, you know, as just kind of the changes that come with having a new player on the side. And TSM is going to get that win. So I said I thought it was a good look for TSM. The team change I felt okay about, as long as they could, you know, take a map or two off of EnVy. And right now they've gotten one. CTF.
Who knows?
Havoc's fast explosive play doesn't do a whole lot for you.
No.
I don't think in CTF. It just slows down.
Especially a stronghold. Yeah.
I mean, I guess if he can get forward and get like kind of a sneaky cap out or pick up a big 2-piece in the base, but he doesn't have as much of an impact on that game as I think he does.
An uplink or...
You'd rather have Aches in a CTF, I kind of think. His slower game style may work a little bit better.
I
We'll
guess.
wait and see.
Who knows?
I'm counting him out. He hasn't even played yet.
Yeah, but it's a big comeback win for TSM. I mean, when they finished that first half only down like 3 or 4, whatever it was, it's not the worst, because when you're attacking broken, it's obviously it's a lot easier to, you know, spawn trap them in Palace, you know, in that back left area of the spawn, and you saw them do a great job of that.
They really did. You know, they had Cole Chan waiting top middle, just looking at Palace, picking up a couple kills.
Yeah.
Pac-Man took a lot of time getting the dunk through, making sure they got set up again before they continued the rally, because uplink is a game of spurts, man. It's just getting a couple dunks through quickly. It's not always about those 1-point tosses. Sometimes it's just like on a map like Breach, just getting control for those 1 to 2 minute spans.
For me, it was Wheats. You know, in the middle of the map, he was just really locking it down with the assault rifle. When the guys on TSM were starting to pour on the scores, he was just, I think he was on like a 5 or 6 streak. They just could not get him out of position, and he was just preventing them from coming through Palace. Now, obviously, finishes 27-20. Nothing in the OBJ department. That's not what you need him to do as the AR player on this team. You need him to just pick up some kills, doing a great job this series.
Well, I mean, I would say Wheats transitioning roles a little bit has certainly seemed more comfortable doing it than Slasher.
Oh, yes.
I mean, throughout the course of this game, and I think Slasher is one of the best players in the game, and I think he'll figure it out, but he's not had a good series. I mean, he bounces back a little bit, ends up 17-24.
But that's...
At one point, he was 6-14 or something. That's not very Slasher-esque, you know?
No.
I don't like to rip on people for KD, but when I'm so used to seeing him at +10, plus whatever, not a very Slasher-esque game. So
when you want to be a top 5 player, you can't have games like that.
That's true. That's true.
When you want to be a top 5 player, you can't have games like
that. But again, bit of a change of role here with Havoc filling in. Now for CTF, though, again, I want to watch Ivy and Havoc a little bit just to see their role in this, because both are SMG players, both play pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
And Stronghold CTF is a
not
difficult one to do for sure.
It's not fast.
Yeah.
Can play a lot of slow play on Stronghold. So just waiting for Maven actually get in the lobby.
I'm ready to go, baby. I'm in Codcaster mode. I'm ready to fly.
We're ready to go. Now we're just waiting on the players.
Are you anxious to get into this 20-minute CTF game we're about to have?
Actually, I am.
Double overtime.
No.
Double overtime.
Give me... Why do you say double overtime?
I don't know. I just had a feeling.
I'm going to say EnVy wins 3-1.
All right. That's probably a more realistic guess.
What are you going to say?
TSM pushes this to a game 5.
Ooh, what's the score?
2-1.
Uh-oh. You're just taking random numbers and throwing them out there.
Yes.
You have zero like reason to pick that whatsoever.
You're welcome. Well, you saw the really fast protect coming in from TSM with the MR6. Now, from last game, I don't know if I saw it matter that much. Now, the flashbang I do like from Wheats, because that is something, when you're talking about flashbangs, concussions, something EnVy likes to get out of every single map, every single mode. They don't really like to play with tactical. So I like that a little bit. Mixes things up to a degree. But
EnVy might not know what to do with the ban of protect now. Now that a flashbang has made it in, I don't think they know.
Well, they have no idea.
What else would they use it on?
They're gonna try and restart the game.
I don't know, guys. We gotta redo that one. You expect them to get rid of overclock, rapid. I expect overdrive to go. High caliber is gonna go. You would think. Nah. Wonder if we see something interesting out of like TSM, where we get like a perk 3 greed ban or something along those lines.
Or just ban
Technos.
Yeah, I guess. I'm trying to think of what else they could do.
I think that would really hurt you as well, so you probably would. You'd probably like to leave Tac Mask in, just force a choice between Tac Mask and Blast Suppressor towards the end. But Kinetic's going to go as well, so have a chance to see 2 weapons, 2 abilities here.
Certainly do. We'll see if the last thing to come in is high caliber. Yeah, so
High caliber.
Not surprised to see that come off the map. Now let's take a look at the Band Protect. 2 big abilities going to be coming off. Archive Overdrive.
You sound awful.
Kinetic Armor. Oh, I'm very congested.
Yeah, you sound awful.
I think I'm getting worse somehow again.
Yeah, no, you're progressively getting worse as the series gone on. But hey, you're a warrior. You're fighting through it.
Trying, man. Like, how do you get a cold, get better, and then get it again? Like, what is happening to my body?
That's what happens when you think that Dayquil will cure your sickness. It just does not work like that. You're going to see Ivy taking Heat Wave. You're going to have Heat Wave on Teep. You're going to have Havoc go Psychosis. Now, JCap going to go Scythe. Slasher, I can't even begin to tell you what he's going to use. Probably Camo, right? Camo's still in. It was just overdriving Kinetic Band. So figure Camo from both sides makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it should be Camo.
Camo, just
I'm surprised we didn't actually see
over
Vision Pulse.
Psychosis over Vision Pulse or a weapon.
I would like to see Vision Pulse personally, just because this is a map where it's so big, where when you get that pull, depending on the timing of the spawn, because you know you have the extended spawns here in CTF, it can be a little bit difficult sometimes to figure out what side you want to pull to. I mean, you usually want to pull to your teammates, but a lot of times I see it usually effectively is a guy gets a pull, he pops Vision Pulse right away, decides his route from that. Because sometimes you want to fly right at the players. One of them spawns, like you want to push right at him. We saw that a couple series ago.
Yeah, you want to do that when you have the man advantage. So you want to do that, like, let's say, you know, my team goes on the overextension, right, and I pick up 3 kills, and the other team has the flag out, and it's just that flag guy. You want to run the flag when you get it at the opposing flag carrier, because you want to block the teammates from spawning over on that player. A lot of times we see that's kind of the way to go. Obviously, a 3v1 scenario, you have a really good chance, I mean, statistically, to win that, or to at least force some trades, whatnot.
Yeah, I personally would like Vision Pulse a little bit more than Psychosis, but we'll have to wait and see which ends up being the more effective here. Players just editing their classes now before we're getting ready to hop into Stronghold CTF. If you're watching the primary stream by chance and you are switching over, welcome. EnVy has a 2-1 advantage over TSM. You have Havoc filling in for Aches on one side. On the other side of it, you have Ivy filling in for Proofy. So a couple of subs coming in, trying to prove their worth right now in the Call of Duty World League.
And I think they're both playing well. I think they're both playing very well.
Sure.
If you're a fan of either of these teams,
I think they're playing great.
Yeah, I think it's exciting stuff to see. If you're a fan of EnVy, if you're excited to see Havoc, things he brings to the squad. If you're a fan of TSM, obviously, you know, with Ivy, you know, Wheats has been playing really well. I think Ivy's been fitting in good also. I think it's just they can get some more consistent play out of, you know, Pac-Man and even Coljan on some game modes. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah. Well, just waiting on this one to get loaded up. Just have score streaks now for the players to get ready. Let's take a look, though, at the map Stronghold. It's beautiful. It's set in some snow-covered mountains. You can go there on vacation to potentially ski, have a large-scale snowball fight. It is beautiful.
I think I saw on Fwizz's Instagram he's at Stronghold right now.
Where he is? Yeah. That guy travels more than anyone.
Right?
It looked like he was eating dinner at a library the other night. That was last night.
That would be a Fwizz thing to do.
Took a picture of a restaurant. It's like
I got a 5-star steak at a library. Then I went outside and I drove my Ferrari around in circles as I threw money out of the roof.
Yeah, that actually sounds pretty.
Yeah, that sounds actually pretty normal.
Pretty Fwizz-esque. But here we go. Let's kick it off. Stronghold, capture the flag. Side number 1. We've got TSM seeing if they can push this potentially to a Game 5. You've got a Shiva out, and that's going to be Shiva Elcar combo. What's he got to go with that Shiva? It's going to be customized. Not exactly sure what he's using here, but one player.
It's going to be ELO, stock, and quick draw. And then, yeah, that should be it, actually.
Well, we do see... Try and see if he's waiting on his team to get a couple kills. They picked up 2. He should be good to go. He saw where the spawn came, decides to challenge it, picks up 1. He wants to push it to his teammate.
A smart play by Cam.
Yep, because he has Slasher here. Slasher thinks he's good, though. The problem is this player, Wheats. Wheats is in a position that EnVy does not think he can be in whatsoever, and he is either going to be found out a fool, or he is going to get a sweet clutch in return, and it's going to be a sweet clutch in return. Nice job by Wheats there. The patience. Cap is pissed right now because he thought for sure Slasher's calling out, you're good, you're good, you're good. I've got this side covered. He wasn't good.
Well, Cap makes a tremendous play to get in there and pull the flag, and then he wins one gunfight. Smart decision to pull the flag over towards You know, the spawner, he is able to kill Pac-Man off spawn, then just brings the flag right to him. Just right there, Weech just makes a,
Yeah, and
don't
I
want to
didn't
say
see
hero play, but I think that would probably
it was real heads up
constitute
play.
as a hero play.
I mean, that was a score. If he doesn't get that, returns a score.
Without
And I just don't think Slasher had any idea he had already gotten in behind him. So it's just a really good job, very good patience there. Ivy's got flag out there, trying to toss out a flashbang. He's going to get cleaned up. That should be a return then coming in for the side of Envy as well. So still going to be tied up 0-0. You've seen some pretty good aggression here, really out of either side to start things off. A couple going down, make it 3 down, make it 4 down. The entire side of Envy wiped off the board. Let's go to Weets. He's on a 3 streak. He's got the AR out. He's got the kill. No, he does not. He's gonna drop. The pressure is still coming though, but now it's just really Pac-Man. He's the only one left
If
up.
you're Envy, I would have only sent probably one guy back, 2 guys back.
Overextend a couple.
I think you could have overextended through Mansion right there, and at least sent 2 players towards Mansion. I think if you would have rotated 2 back, I think you would have been good.
Well, let's check here. Weets is going to check this time. He's going to be horrible for TP.
Yeah, TP, there was no chance he was going to win that fight.
The second he rotates back to check bunker, TP decides to push. Cap sees one across, trying to put shots in here from half-life grenade. Comes in, not going to be able to connect. Finally going to be able to wall bang one there.
Now Teep with a kill as well, so this should be where NV tries to push up, take some more map control.
Yep, they're trying to get it now. They've got control of Mansion. Havoc and JCap both coming in. This might be a flag out. They've got them spawning bunker. TP, the first one in. Wise play. He decides to push forward, and that's 4 down. This is a cap. This has to be.
And Ivy team kills Colchan during that. So Colchan with his camo tries to make a play.
Pop your
he
camo
actually
here,
gets
Slasher.
team kill,
Make
and
sure
Slasher has one coming
Use
around.
your camo.
He's got to play a little bit more aggressive over there to pick up these kills. You got to be able to see coming out of bunker gives up a lot of position. Should still be a cap for Envy, but still, if you're a Slasher, would like to see him play a little bit, push over towards bunker a little bit more, just because you let that player get to that back rock. Then all he has to do is wait there, and then you have a second player come out and bait and switch with him. You're able to make a play.
Oh.
Teep right there misses about half of his shots. Doesn't win the gunfight versus Colchan, and Pac-Man's actually going to pick up Slasher. And this is one that should be a counter cap for TSM.
Yeah, it absolutely should be. Brilliantly done. I want to chat more about Envy's cap, but screw it. That is TSM answering back so fast. And, you know, I've watched, I remember I had a series, it was like Rise and, I can't remember if it was Rise and Elevate, but it was 2 teams that, I swear on this map, it is much easier to counter than you realize, because you give up so much scoring sometimes. I casted one game that had like five of the caps were counter caps. It can be absolutely absurd. They do an excellent job there countering. So this game, you know, even though this map can be slower, usually once it picks up pace and you get a couple caps through, it actually can really speed up. TP now in the back, able to get a flag touch. He has the heat wave. He's going to connect. He's still somehow alive. The shots come in, not able to find that player in the back, and ultimately he is going to drop.
If he doesn't shoot the original shots, does Ivy walk by him?
I'm guessing there was some team communication there. They realized one was missing, but I don't know. I would have kind of had to hear whether they realized one was
I don't know if they would have turned around and actually challenged him, but you're going to see the flag being pulled by Pac-Man. He's going to get this one over towards bunker. Has a lot of time left. 18 seconds on the clock. This is one that TSM should be able to push in. How close is Pac-Man to streaks if we go back on with him? I believe he's actually 250 off. So going to put this one in.
Nice job.
And now going to be only 50 points away. He actually gets cut down right as it goes through, but it's going to be TSM up 2-1 here going into the second half.
Incredible job by TSM. They're down 2-0 in the series, trying to fight back here and push a game 5. They won the uplink in convincing fashion. The second side, they've got control here in the first side of CTF. Are they able to take the game 4 and push this one the distance? I mean, this would be an incredible first showing for this team with Ivy filling in for Proof. Would be so great to see these guys really push Envy to the limits. Now, let's see. I'm going to start off with Wheat. Wheats has had the best series of anyone in the game. I mean, if you're just talking purely statistically, he's had one hell of a series.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, with the AR in his hand, this guy looks like a very formidable player. I mean, he was good with the SMG, but just looks like a standout player now with the assault rifle.
I think he's probably trying. There are HC cars everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's check on the other
There's
one.
another one driving around. Oh, there you go.
All right, now let's see how they opt to play this. But I think Wheats feels like he has a lot to prove. I think he probably wants to be a main AR. He wants to be the main AR over Proofy. And, you know, he hasn't had the opportunity. So now that he has the opportunity, he's trying to take the biggest advantage of it. And he has picked up one, picked up two. Pac-Man doing a great job here. He's been watching
feeling himself.
He's been watching his buddy Wheats go off. He pops the Annihilator. That was kind of a heat check.
Yeah,
But,
that was like Kobe hits like 2 shots and then he pulls up like
10
from
feet
like
behind
35 feet away. It's like, I'm just gonna see if it goes in.
Yep. That was a strange use of the Annihilator there. But, you know, he thought if he could pick up another kill or two, it's likely a solid pull, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he probably would have been able to pick up that kill with the M8. Probably would not have missed that shot with the M8. But anyway, he gets Cap pulling out the sight. Gonna try and make some things happen for Envy, and it's gonna be one dead here. It's gonna be Colchan with a chance to take out Cap. He actually backs off, and once he knows he has the Annihilator, and the flag's gonna be pulled by Slasher. Slasher with camo is able to actually get out over towards Snow's side. You're gonna see Wheats able to take out Cap, and Slasher's gonna be dead. It's gonna be 3 dead for Envy. TP gets into position to just hide here. Now he's able to pick up 1, but nothing gonna happen out of that. Envy, they burned 2 specialist abilities during that too. They burned the Scythe, and then they burned the camo.
Well, TSM just has to hold on for a couple of minutes here. Can they deal with the onslaught of Envy? I mean, the pressure is going to get fast and furious here as we get down to the final couple of minutes as they're trying to push this game to a tie, potentially overtime, potentially is closing out the series here. But so far, things looking good right now for TSM. Now let's switch over to the Envy boys. They've got a couple down. Wheats, though, playing big defense here, is able to kill 2. That's going to kind of slow down any onslaught. And during this entire thing, Colchan gets through bunker and gets flag out. I'll keep him highlighted right now as we're trying to watch Envy push forward here. If he can win a gunfight, it's going to put him in a good position to possibly kill the flag carrier and get home.
Envy almost wants to play for a counter, right? As you see Havoc picks up 1. Now they're flying in. Havoc picks up another, and now Cap's able to pull the flag over towards bunker.
Hey, his
teammates have got to go big, though, here.
What I said about counter caps earlier, like it's like half the caps that come in Stronghold are always counters. They are out. This may be home free. This player in the back is going to be a big part of this. It's going to be Slasher dealing with it. He gets 1. This should be a cap. Just has to get around the wall here, and that is going to be a tie game, 2-2. 2 minutes on the clock in the second half here of Game 4 between Team EnVyUs and TSM.
And Cap's 100 off of Cerberus. He needs to get this.
He needs 1 kill. He's got about half a clip right now. He sees pressure coming. Can he spot out a player? Sees him through. Tries to get the shots through the wall. He's trying to get 1 more kill. His teammates are spawning around him. Come on, Cap. Just need 1 more, and there it was. So he's on full streaks. Now, in a game like CTF, what do you think is the best use here? Like, positionally, where would you like to use this Cerberus?
Positionally, I would probably call it near their spawn.
Just play a little defense so you can play more aggressively?
I would actually probably, no, I would call him TSM spawn. I mean,
this is 3 dead
right here. This should be another cap. You're going to see he needs to hover this Hellstorm. So Cap's going to hover the Hellstorm and wait for the guys on TSM to come in. He's actually just going to use it to get 1. Yeah, I wouldn't even be opposed to him using the Lightning.
I was curious if he'd use the Lightning or the Cerberus on defense, or he's going to use the Lightning. So what does he connect with? We'll see it come in here. It looks like he just pinged to see. Yeah, he probably pinged to realize he's good to go.
Play by Cap, yeah.
So now they're going to get the Cap. 3-2 advantage here for Envy. They have a 2-1 advantage in the series, looking to close this one out.
So now I would throw the Cerberus in the base, and you see that's what's coming down.
Havoc, by the way, has been a big piece of both these last caps. He got the 2-piece there on the return of the score, and he got the pull there. Havoc is having a monster series, but now Colchan's going to have it out, kick it around the corner, but it's 4 down. Wheats has it. This may very well be a cap. Let's look at the minimap. Where is the spawn coming in? He is home free.
Unless the Lightning comes in. Here comes the Lightning. Cap's going to get 2. The guys of Envy need to get across the map as soon as possible. You're going to see stuns start to come in. And now they actually bring the flag over towards Snow. There's 1 player directly behind Pac-Man.
Can he get through? Can he get through? He's so close. The slide comes in.
No!
He gets killed. The flag's down, just watching him in the single. There's a touch. Slasher has it. 4 down. This is going to be game. Envy. What the shit was that?
What in the world was that? Slasher comes in with active camo, and Envy is able to make a hero play in the final seconds. Oh, that is crushing for TSM.
I didn't even switch to anyone. I just wanted to watch from the dead body because I had no idea it was going to go big there.
Oh.
Envy does it.
What?
My God. What a game. You know, Stronghold sometimes, this CTF can be a little bit slower. That was one of the more entertaining Stronghold CTFs. That was awesome.
You had Cap come in on the mid cuts with the sight. And then I believe you had Slasher come to like bunker side with camo, and they were able to pick up that kill like so close. It was Pac-Man being able to put it in, but
wow,
just an unbelievable team play by Envy there at the end.
That was awesome. I mean, and I was so impressed with Havoc. You know, I think there are a lot of positives to take from this. You saw Ivy fill in for the side of TSM. I think you saw Wheats play significantly better as a result of this change. On the other side, I liked a lot of what I saw from Ivy. I was worried CTF, he would struggle to make an impact. No, he had a big kill for a return. He had a big two-piece on that counter cap. He actually had the long captain, I believe, as well. He did a great job. Now let's take a look here at the standings, Matt.
Yep. Updated standings as of tonight. You see Optic Gaming, they get to 13 wins. Envy, they win tonight here against TSM. And just look at how good the night was for H2K. I mean, H2K wins, and they move up from, I believe they were 9 up to 7. You have Luminosity now in a little bit of a free fall after their strong UMG performance. CLG, DTTK, they all kind of stay around that same area as well. And TSM now is a team that's in trouble. Also, let's actually take a look at the matches for tomorrow. So you're going to have a Complexity versus TK. That's a very tough match for Team Caliber against a Complexity team that comes up a tough loss tonight. You got TSM going up against DT. That should be one TSM. I mean, we say TSM should win that. That's when they need to win because they cannot afford to fall to 6 and 10, especially at the hands of DT tomorrow.
Yeah, no, that's just one. If you're any of those teams between like the 6 and the 12 spot, you need to beat teams you're supposed to beat now. As much as that, according to the standings, teams that you're above, you kind of need to beat right now if you want to maintain. And the opposite is true at the bottom.
And then I think Luminosity has a must-win against Elevate tomorrow as well, I think.
Very, very big matchups. But hey, it's been fun. Due to some maintenance tonight, we had a bit of a split. We did 3 matches on each stream. Hope you guys had fun watching all of the matches. Tomorrow, big one, Optic versus Envy. We've got a lot of great games to go.
H2K as well.
Yep. Matt and I will be commentating on the primary stream tomorrow. We'll be back to kind of your normal 4-2 split. But hey, guys, it's been fun. Black Ops 3 is amazing, and I cannot wait for more Call of Duty World League action tomorrow. See you there.